Hello, welcome to another adventure at Weaver Stonehouse Farms. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Subscribe, we appreciate it. Leave a comment. So we were baling with our new to us, New Holland 275 square baler. Got a couple hundred bales made, which is great. And then the PTO shaft just started spinning. Yeah. So underneath this shielded coupling, here, there's what's known as the PTO overrun clutch. Now, what did not snap, because the first thing I went to, I thought we snapped the shear bolt. Nope, shear bolt's intact. And when the heads like they were stuck in there, that's a solid bolt. This was just spinning. So there's two little pins and springs inside of these. New Holland did this on plenty of equipment. I've had these break on my New Holland 479 hay vines. So yeah, we're gonna take it apart. I got new ones from my local dealer, which is great because they actually had them. Taking this cover off was pretty straightforward. Got some 1/2-inch bolts, took them off. Okay, came apart just fine. Pretty easy. Okay. Okay. They're both there. Let's pull this apart for a little further investigation. That's probably why. Yeah. Because the overrun clutch is shot. My finger's pushing on the metal. Yeah. That's lovely. And they're just slipping right around. There's not enough metal built up there to hold them. Now, I'll have to look at our options. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try new parts, see if it works. So here's the spring part numbers. That's the, well, sorry, that's the pins. So that's the pin part number. And then these are the spring part numbers. So here's the new springs. Let's compare them to the old ones. Yeah. There's a difference, but yeah, production changes over time. These are bent, they're old. Pulling them out is pretty straightforward. All I used was a pair of needle nose, got the pins. If the pins don't fall out for you, and then I'm just gonna reinstall them. And these look, they're precision ground a little bit on the end, which is nice. Let's double check. Okay, pin in, not pin. Okay, spring in, not pin. That's in. Looks pretty close. Any major differences? Not major, but I'm looking how these are ground a little bit tighter on tolerance there. This has a little bit of rounded edge to it if you really look. That one's flat, so I'm gonna leave it flat toward the spring. And I probably should put a smattering of grease in there. Yeah, let me grease that. I can't hold the phone and grease at the same time. Okay. This is one of those things that says you're supposed to annually. So it's in here. This is just standard Napa multi-purpose wheel bearing grease that I use for a lot of things. Smear that hole full. Get a little more in this one. I actually don't know how much is supposed to go in here, but the way I did them on my other, okay, and then you can see that flatter end. And grease that up. I'm gonna put that in towards that spring. Ooh, there's much more tension on that. Yeah. Compared to that other one, That's a big difference. Now the grease is probably aiding in that, but yeah, it is. But that feels much better. Okay, so let's get this one. And flat sides on the back side here. Smatter in grease. Pile it in the hole. Work it in a little bit. Hear that air getting worked out. Yeah, that feels pretty strong. Okay. Put some grease on the track. And the book says do this annually. Let's see how this fits up. And that, if you're starting off on the right foot, shall we say. Oh yeah. There it is. Okay. It just took a little bit of a wiggle back and forth to get that. That's catching now. Alright, I'm good with that. This is just a standard 9/16 bolt. Standard ready to tell you lefty loosey. Now it did. Okay, to tighten this up, I had to bump it or loosen it. Trying to use the old cheater trick. That's how tight it was when I pulled it apart. So we're gonna give it a bump quick. And then slide the cover back on. The cover's pretty straightforward. It's a matter of getting it there, and it's lined up with those 3 bolts that I gotta put in, 3 holes I should say. But yeah, I think that's gonna work out just fine. So yeah, bolted those 3 1/2-inch bolts right to that shielded cover. Started the old Farmall 504 up. Turned, ran, fine. The pins held. The new springs is what the trick was to hold it. So if you're looking at the repair on yours, maybe you only need the springs. Mine, it would have been fine with just the springs. So, hey, if you watched this far in the video, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. Subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the farm.